So good afternoon, AP Stats kids. It's Wednesday, May 6th, day 3 of our mock testing week. I hope that you guys were able to sit in on Monday and do a couple problems with Luke. You know, we're trying to model or mimic this year's modified AP Stats exam as best we can. So Luke and I have been working hard the last week or so to come up with our problems. We go back and forth, we talk about wording. And today we'll have two new problems. So if you were here Monday, it's going to be pretty much the same routine. If you're brand new or you weren't able to sit in on Monday, today will be two AP Stats type problems. Again, Luke and I came up with these problems. We have no insider information. We have no more information than anyone. We tried to come up with problems that we think will be similar, at least in length and complexity, to what's on this year's exam. But that being said, we have no insider information. So please keep working hard and please keep studying, working with your teachers. Again, any top statistics topics in units 1 to 7 are sort of free game for this year's test. So welcome to AP Prep Week for the 2020 AP exams. Today is your second opportunity to practice for the 2020 AP Stats Modified exam. You will complete 2 questions that are representative of the task you will see on this year's exam within the time you will be allotted on the actual exam. So the first question, we're going to have a 30-minute timer. You'll actually see that timer. The College Board is recommending that you spend 25 minutes on actually, reading the problem, understanding it, and of course, putting together your best answers. They're also giving you a 5-minute window to upload your answers, and you'll see the timer will turn red at 5 minutes. So I think it goes from black to red or blue to red. And that's kind of a little, you need to be kind of looking at that. And again, we're recommending that you not work much longer than the 25 or the 15 minutes for the 2 different problems. The College Board is giving you 5 minutes to upload each one of those problems. And again, you're going to work with your teachers and try and figure out the best way to do that. There's many, many different ways you can do that. And I won't get into any of that today. So I'm going to give you the 25 minutes and then I'll come back on and say, okay, here's the 5 minutes. And, you should be thinking now or maybe reading your answer one more time, finalizing it, but giving yourself some time to upload it as need be. Please note that while these questions are designed to be similar in structure and format to what you'll see on this year's AP Stats exam, they are not intended to be representative of the content that will be assessed. So I think I've addressed that a couple times. So here's some important links. I think many of these you've seen on one of my slides before. So for the sake of time, I'll just let you look at this real quick. And you could always go back and write some of these down. This is a super important slide, and I just added this morning. So again, over here on the right, cb.org/AP2020 get ready. I think I would go through all of these 5 checklists here, and I think these will be super helpful for you when you actually take your test on May 22nd. I had all of my students try the demo yesterday, and they all said, "Oh, maybe it was Monday." Sorry, and it was super easy, Mr. Murphy. Thanks, super helpful, and so you may want to print this off at some point from YouTube, my PowerPoint, and write this down. So again, what you'll see on my slide here is just what I call the stem of the problem. You won't see obviously questions A, B, C, D, E, F, G. It was just too long. And so over here on the right, you'll see this little link, this tiny URL. I had to ask my wife what a tiny URL meant, and she explained it very well. She has unlimited patience with me. So if you click on that, that will get you to, again, you'll see the stem, and then you'll see the questions down below, A through F. And so why don't I give you, 20 seconds or 30 seconds to kind of just get the problem out. Maybe you need to print it. Maybe you just want it on your computer, and then you're just going to write your answers on a piece of paper. And then I'm just going to go click the timer and let you work on it for, again, around 25 minutes. At the 5-minute mark, I think the color is going to change from black to red. So go ahead and either upload that problem or print it, whatever. And I'm just going to go ahead and start our timer here. You won't see or hear me until the 5-minute mark, and then I'll come back on and say, okay, you know, guys, think about finishing up your problem and whatnot. So good luck. I'm going to give you 25 minutes to work on this, and I'll see you at the 5-minute mark. So welcome back, guys. I guess you've been working hard. I was getting caught up on some of my homework as well. You can see that the timer did change. So the 25 minutes that we were allotting you to work on question one has sort of expired. Of course, if you're working on part F and you have one more sentence to do, by all means, finish up that sentence. Again, that AP demo was super helpful to my kids. They really thought that was well worth the time doing. So for the sake of time, again, I'm going to leave this up to you and your teachers. How much of this 5 minutes do you want to use to keep working on the problem versus how much do you want to um, allot for uploading your answer? And there's no perfect answer to that. I can't tell you that. But for this afternoon, of course, you're not really uploading it anywhere. And so again, we hope that problem took around 25 minutes. Perhaps some of you finished it much faster, and perhaps some of you are still working. I did get a good question from one of my students yesterday. Mr. Murphy, suppose we can't answer, part F or G or one of them. That happens. That happens every year when we grade the AP exams. So I mean, it would be great if all of you could answer every part and get full credit on every problem. That's statistically unlikely to happen. So you can still get a very good grade. So do your best. Try and answer every part of every problem. You don't lose any credit for wrong answers. That type of thing. But again, I would give yourself at least that hopefully close to that full 5 minutes to upload your answer. So again, for the sake of time, let's just move on to the next problem. So this will be the 15-minute problem. Oh, just jumping back to the first problem there. If that felt longer than most, all of the FRQs that you've done this year, that's by design. Most years we tell students, or we say spend around 13 minutes on the first 5 FRQs. And then of course, question 6, the investigative task, which there is none this year, so let's not worry about that. Those first 5 problems, probably you practice many of those with your teachers. We give you around 13 minutes. So if that problem felt a little bit longer, that was by design. So don't let that bother you. Again, the first problem is 25 minutes and it's 55% of your AP Stats exam. This second problem here will give you 15 minutes to work on, and then again, that 5 minutes to upload. So this was a modified 2007 free response question. I think I changed a few things and probably added a, 1 or 2 parts or something like that. Again, over here on the right, you'll see the tiny URL. I just thought that was the greatest way to define it. It's tiny because it's not very long. That will get you to the problem. And again, at the bottom of the YouTube, there could be an AP Stats folder to get you to all of the problems. So kind of the same process here. I'll give you 20 seconds to go, upload that on your computer or print it or whatever. Then I'm going to turn the timer off, and I'll turn my camera and mute off, and I'll go back to grading some papers I have on my desk here. Plenty of work to do. And then we'll finish up and kind of wind down for today. We'll take a look at some slides about process for uploading, and then tomorrow I'll go through all of the answers with you in great detail. We're probably similar to most days. So I'm going to go ahead and start our timer here, and I'll be back with you guys in 15 minutes. Good luck. So welcome back. Hopefully you guys were able to finish that problem or almost finish it. Again, for problem 2, we're giving you 15 minutes to work on that and a 5-minute upload. And again, this problem could have perhaps felt a little bit longer than many of the FRQs that you practiced this year. I think the original problem had part A, B, C, and I added a D and E and moved some things around and changed some things. But excuse me, for all intents and purposes, it was designed to be a little bit longer. Again, if you didn't finish all of the parts for both of those problems, that's okay. That's going to happen. I try and recommend all my students to try and at least answer every part, even if it's, somewhat of a one sentence, try and get something in there. Every once in a while, you might just get lucky. And of course, you can't get any credit if you don't write anything down, and you don't lose any credit for incorrect answers. So I would try and do your best. Again, I would really talk to your classmates and your teachers to try and come up with what you think is the best plan for how to use this 5 minutes. College Board is recommending that you try and use all 5 for uploading your answers. Again, if you need 20 seconds to finish your last sentence of the last part of a problem, that would probably be okay. But I wouldn't, I wouldn't write for 19 minutes or something and try and upload it in that last minute. So again, for the sake of time, we'll just keep moving forward. Right now, you've pretty much finished two complete mock exams. Luke and I's best attempt to mimic what you guys will see on Friday, May 22nd. Again, the first problem is 25 minutes with a 5-minute upload, 55% of your exam. Second problem is 20 minutes, 15-minute problem, 5-minute upload. And that'll be worth 45% of this year's modified AP Stats exams. So I know Luke went through this probably in some great detail, so I'll just kind of go through it relatively quickly. You have some different options as to how to submit your answers. Options 1, option 2, and option 3. I'm not even going to venture to say what I think is the best. I'm really leaving that up to my students, and that was part of the AP demo that I asked them to go ahead and practice that. So I won't even venture, what's the easiest. And of course, different things may be easier for different students. There's been a tremendous amount of information out there in what we call the OTC, online teacher community. So hopefully your teachers have been following that. And if you have any sort of technical specific questions, I would address it to them. But these 3 slides here, again, super helpful. I tried to print those and make sure that my kids see these. So hopefully that helps you on test day. Again, some great detail, and it's to physically actually how you submit your answers. And so that's it for today. Let's just wind down. Tomorrow I'll probably feel like more of a normal session. Today felt a little weird for me. I pretty much sat here most of the day and did some homework. Tomorrow I'll go through those 2 questions with my solutions, and we'll talk about perhaps how students sometimes lose points on the AP exam for not context or not enough work or something like that. And I'm sure Luke did the same thing. Again, we've both been readers for years, and so we've learned many lessons learned as to sometimes how students unfortunately lose points for some simple things. So thanks for attending. I hope today and Monday helped. Again, tomorrow I will be going through my answers in detail, like no different than I was doing for most of my sessions. And then Friday, Luke and I are going to have kind of a final, best wishes, good luck, our top 10 common errors, those types of things. And we'll talk about, all the fun we had, all the hard work, and some technical glitches along the way. But overall, it's been an awesome experience for us. So we hope the same for you. So be safe, take care of yourself, take care of your families. I'll be back tomorrow at 2 p.m. and I'll go through the answers on these. And then Friday again is going to be kind of our final, best wishes and good luck. So have a good afternoon. Hope today helped, and we'll see you tomorrow.